Hey boys and girls, thanks for tuning in to Ranger and Impact. Hope everything is going fine. It's been a while since we got to see you. We're missing hanging out with you. But we have another exciting lesson. Last week, if you remember, Miss Carrie was talking about the gold page and how to evangelize using the wordless book, but really focusing in on the gold page, which represents God's love. Let's watch Carrie.
Hi kids, we're going to first review what we learned last week before we go into more of the gold page. So Clint, can you tell us what we learned last week?
This is the wordless book that I made. It has some words in it. What is gold reminder?
Very good. Now we're going to add on to that. So I'm going to start in the beginning, and I'm going to pretend like I'm saying it to Clint. This is the wordless book that I made. It doesn't have any words on it. What does gold remind you of?
I'm thinking gold.
Great. The gold page reminds me that the streets in heaven are made of gold. So, the gold page, it reminds me that the streets in heaven are made of gold. So if you can say that with me. Can you say that with me?
Yes.
The gold page, it reminds me that the streets of heaven are made of gold. Okay, Clint, can you start all over and show me the wordless book?
This is the wordless book that I made. It has no words in it. What does gold remind you of?
It reminds me of money.
The gold page reminds me of the streets of heaven.
The next part of the gold page is that God is creating a place in heaven for His children. So I'm going to go through the whole book again. Look at this wordless book that I made. It doesn't have any words on it. What does gold remind you of?
Money.
It reminds me that the streets of heaven are made of gold, and God is creating a place for His children to live there. So can you say that now, Clint? Can you go all the way in the beginning and show me the wordless book?
This is the wordless book that I made. It has no words in it. What does gold remind you of?
Gold reminds me of money. Keep going.
Gold reminds me of the streets are made out of gold.
And
In heaven.
In heaven. And what is God?
God is creating a place for His children to live.
Very good. Now the next part is John 3:16, and just the first part. So, for God so loved the world. Can you say that with me? For God so loved the world. John 3:16a, the first part of John 3:16. So let's start all over and practice. Okay, I'm going to do it on you first, and then you're going to do it on me. Look at this wordless book I made. It doesn't have any words on it. What does gold remind you of?
Money.
It reminds me that the streets of heaven are made of gold, and God is there preparing a place for His children to live in heaven. And He's doing that because He loves us. And in the Bible, it says in John 3:16, in the first part, for God so loved the world. Okay, your turn.
This is the wordless book that I made. It has no words in it. What does gold remind you of?
Gold reminds me of money.
Do you know that the streets of heaven are made of gold?
Really? What else?
And plus, this is preparing a place for His children to live.
And why?
I don't know.
John 3:16. Say that.
What?
John 3:16. Or
God love the world that He gave. No.
God so
Love the world that He gave.
This is the first part. So God so loved the world. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit more practice to get all of the gold page down. But for today's assignment, or this week's assignment, if you can put a video in the comments below of you doing the whole gold page. So introducing the gold page, or the wordless book, asking what the gold page means, saying the heaven is made of streets of gold, and God is preparing a place for His children to live there, and the beginning part of John 3:16. So if you do all 5 parts of that wordless book of the gold page, we will give you 150 points. And I think Pastor Craig might have an object lesson for us on God's love.
Miss Carrie, you told the boys and girls about how God so loved the world. You know, God is love. Let me give you an example. On our own, let's say these are people. On our own, we can love people. Let me show you. It's kind of like this. This is like our love. Hey, Clint, come here, please. All right, Clint, I want you to dunk this in there and then empty the water into one of these people. Dunk it in, Clint. There you go. Okay, now empty the water into the bowl. Just squeeze it into there. Can you do that? Okay. That's kind of how we can love people, boys and girls. In ourselves, we love people, but people can be annoying too. And so it's kind of hard to love people. Hey, you're trapped home, some of you, with your brothers and sisters, and do they ever get annoying? Maybe they do, because we kind of struggle to love people on our own. All right, Clint, now watch. This is God's love, okay? God can love way better than we can love, okay? So now, Clint, I want you to try to love this person with God's love. Stick it in there, okay? Now take that out and squeeze God's love into here. Fills up a lot easier. All right, get some more of God's love. There you go. Okay. So he can fill that up pretty quick. Boys and girls, when you have God in you, and remember, God is love, God so loved the world, when you receive Jesus and you have God living in you, then you can love people much easier. Look at, do you want to live love with your love or with God's love? When we're at home and our brothers and sisters are annoying us, hey, listen, you're a child of God. You have to love them with God's love. Okay, now, that's the object lesson. I have a very cool website for you to go to from the Ranger headquarters, and they have all kinds of fun activities for you to do at home. And I also have one for your mom and dad to look at. So check out the link below in the discussion box and go there for some fun activities you can do during the week. Okay, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.